Today is the Divine Appearance Day of Om Vishnupad Paramansa Parabhaja Kacharyasta Tarasada Shri Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj, known as Guru Maharaj and beloved spiritual master of Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj and devotees all over the world, although they call him Param Guru Maharaj. And I did not know well, but I was sent in 1974 by Srila Prabhupada to Guru Maharaj's mat once to some program was going there, on there. So that time I met Srila Sridhar Maharaj, but as I said, I was kind of like not so consciously aware of everything, but I did hear Srila Prabhupada speak many times about Srila Sridhar Maharaj and of his affection for Srila Govinda Maharaj. Then about the time of Prabhupada's disappearance, of course, so many devotees, even from the GBC, many devotees were going to get advice from Srila Sridhar Maharaj, because Srila Prabhupada said that for spiritual matters of, to understand things spiritually, that devotees could consult with Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And the different devotees used to go there to see Srila Sridhar Maharaj and talk with him, get his advice. But they weren't really ready to surrender to Guru Maharaj. They just were getting advice from Srila Guru Maharaj. And then, I believe it's 1971, Srila Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj, he began publishing transcripts and tapes and everything of Srila Sridhar Maharaj and sending them to the different temples. So then devotees began to become aware of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and many of them understood that in the absence of Srila Prabhupada, they could get guidance from Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And then people also began, some of the books were published, like Search for Sri Krishna, Reality, the Beautiful, and Sri Guru and His Grace. Some devotees were reading those books, and later came out Golden Volcano, Lord's Loving Search for His Lost Servant, and Subjective Evolution. Those were published by Goswami Maharaj, and other books published by Madhusudan Maharaj. Now, at that time, he was Mahananda. He published books like The Divine Servitor and Dignity of the Divine Servitor. Those were published by, I think, Madhusudan Maharaj. And Sagar Maharaj, he published Sermons of the Guardian Devotion, 1 and 2, hardback books. Later from the Mat, they published 3 and 4, but those were more like magazines. But Sagar Maharaj's Sermons of the Guardian of Devotion, 1 and 2, those were hardback books and very nice. So now devotees began reading Srila Sridhar Maharaj's books, and many people began to take shelter of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj himself said he was concerned because he saw many stalwart devotees who were disciples of, Prabhupada. They were leaving devotional service because they were discouraged. There were many things going on after Prabhupada's death and then his disappearance. And it is said that in the absence of the spiritual master, so many problems will come to attack and test the disciple, test the devotee. So many people felt like that was happening. And then there was chaos going on in the society. And so more and more people were coming to Navadip and to Srila Sridhar Maharaj to take shelter there. And they went there. And initially, Guru Maharaj had the devotees staying in the land of nectar. The land of nectar was a property that Sagar Maharaj had that was about half a mile or so from the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mutt. It was near the Ganga, just under you would walk to the end of the road, which is called Goshpara, which literally means cow path, where the mutt was on, and you walk under, like there's a place under the bridge, and just a little further, you would come to the Ganga. I mean, you would come to the road that's running alongside of the Ganga. So the devotees were staying there, and at first Guru Maharaj didn't have the devotees stay in the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mutt because he didn't want to be seen as interfering with ISKCON. He didn't want, Guru Maharaj always said that he was a back-pushing man, that he is not interested in, he wasn't interested in any kind of position. He just had concern that so many devotees were leaving the mission, and he wanted to provide some shelter for them. So they were staying at the land of nectar, Sagar Maharaj's property, and coming to the Mutt. Then after some time, they were given some shelter in the Mutt, and that was also through Srila Govinda Maharaj, because Guru Maharaj said that I'm an old man, I can go at any time. Who will give shelter to these devotees? And he asked Govinda Maharaj. Govinda Maharaj, thank you. Govinda Maharaj said that he would give shelter to the devotees. And Guru Maharaj was very happy because Guru Maharaj wanted Govinda Maharaj to accept the position as the next acharya, as the successor. And Srila Guru Maharaj said that you must do it now, because according to Indian law, you should be in your position at least 2 years before I disappear, and then it will be legally accepted by under Indian law. And then he told Govinda Maharaj, if you don't accept it, I will go, I will leave. And Govinda Maharaj said, I'm your goat. You can cut my head or you can cut my tail, whatever you wish, but I must follow what you want. So actually, I think it was on 1985. Yesterday was Bahulashtami, the day Govinda Maharaj accepted sannyas. And he accepted sannyas, and then Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, henceforward, from this day on, all initiations will be done by Govinda Maharaj. Excuse me, but just this is very brazen, but I'm eating something.
Dandava Maharaj, Dandava devotees.
Dandavad Ananta Govinda.
How are you?
I'm good.
Happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you also.
Thank you very much.
So then Guru Maharaj said, in the future, Govinda Maharaj will accept devotees. Everyone will be initiated by Srila Govinda Maharaj. But one time, Govinda Maharaj was in Kolkata, and Madhavananda from Oregon, he went to the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mutt, and he wanted to get initiation, but Govinda Maharaj wasn't there. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, all right, I will be the Ritvik Guru, and I will initiate you for Srila Govinda Maharaj. So Madhavananda was initiated by Govinda Maharaj, but Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, was his Ritvik Guru.
Probably the first and only.
Yeah.
Madhavananda from USA?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he wrote the Pranam mantra for Govinda Maharaj, which is interesting because in that Pranam mantra, it says that Srila Govinda Maharaj has satisfied his guru in every way, which we can take it as being, this is an exaggeration. This is the truth because it was written by Srila Govinda Maharaj's guru, that he has satisfied his guru in every way. So Guru Maharaj wrote the Pranam mantra for Govinda Maharaj. Very interesting. I don't know of any other case like that happening. Anyway, little after that I came, but I wanted to take shelter of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. So he gave me the Srila Sridhar Maharaj gave me the sannyas mantra and name. And Govinda Maharaj explained to me what the name meant. Bhakti, Pavan, Janardan Maharaj. So I remember Govinda Maharaj said the name meant one who saves the people by giving them the Ragmarg conception of Krishna or Janardan. Anyway, like that, explained, simple way, very nice. And Goswami Maharaj, he was also arranging for many tapes to be recorded. In fact, over 800 tapes were recorded. And we have all those not transcribed, we have them all made into MP3 files. They were originally just on cassette tapes, but they're all transformed. And then Goswami Maharaj has made many transcripts of those tapes. So there is a verse in a famous verse that was written by Srila Sridhar Maharaj about the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to see that verse here. It's on the Mott webpage. At the time of its humble beginning, the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat was no more than a thatched hut on the banks of the Ganges River. Yet our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Om Vishnu Pad, Sri Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev, Sridhar Maharaj, composed the following verse in 1941, mysteriously predicting the future greatness of the Mat. I thought the Mat began in 42, but it here says 41. Srimad Chaitanya Saraswata Matavar Udgita Kirtir Jaya Shrim Bibrat Sambati Ganga Tata Nikata Navadipa Koladri Raje Yatra Shri Gora Saraswata Mat Nirata Gora Kata Grinanti Nityam Rupanuga Shri Kritamati Guru Goranga Radha Jitasa. in the holy abode of transcendental touchstone, Sri Navadip Dham, the self-same Sri Vrindavan, in the land of Koladip, whose inner identity is the kingdom mountain, Sri Govardhan, near the charming shores of the holy river Bhagirati, which is the Ganga, who delivers all the fallen souls, stands that grand and glorious king of all temples, Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat. In that beautiful retreat, the surrendered devotees whose lives are the message of Sri Gora are eternally absorbed in the loving service of the divine master, the golden Lord Gauranga, and the loving Lord Sri Govinda Sundar with his consort Srimati Gandharva, accompanied by all their beloved associates, referring to the deities, with hearts always filled with good hope to attain the grace of the Lord, falling faithfully in the line of Shri, Rupa, and Raghunath, the storekeepers of the unlimited treasure of pure, sweet love divine. Those surrendered souls ever sing the unending glories of the transcendental name and qualities of the most magnanimous, original, supreme Lord, Sri Gauranga Sundar. Indeed, the hearts of all beings, moving and still, marvel in the glory of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat as they take shelter in the soothing, affectionate shade of the victory flag that flies aloft and sings wholeheartedly to the world the ever-expanding renown of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat, bearing that banner of all transcendental benedictions. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat ever shines resplendent in all its divine magnificence. This prophecy has been fulfilled, for today the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat is venerated throughout the world as a sacred place of worship and has become a holy place of pilgrimage for all sincere Vaishnava devotees seeking entrance into the land of dedication and surrender. Since his departure from this world in 1988, Srila Sridhar Maharaj and the Chaitanya Saraswati Mat have been represented by Srila Sridhar Maharaj's chosen successor and dear disciple, our President and Acharya, His Divine Grace Om Vishnupad, Sri Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj. Okay, that's from the Mat's main website. So when that was first composed, of course, Srila Sridhar Maharaj lived in a thatched hut, not a house, not a building, a thatched hut. And he had a bamboo pole and a flag on it. So then one person who was close with Srila Sridhar Maharaj, his name is Sati Charan Rai, he said, "You have such a big verse and everything, but it's talking about the glories of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat. But right now, the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat is just a hut made out of straw and has a flag, a bamboo pole with a flag on top of it. And you're talking about the glories of the Mat are sung throughout the whole world." And Srila Sridhar Maharaj said, "It is just a question of time that separates the glories of the Mat being sung all over the world. It's just a question of time, and it will come to pass." And then he said, in a nice way, he said to Sakicharan Rai, "Perhaps you will not live to see this, but it will happen." Then Srila Govinda Maharaj said, when he was traveling all over the world on his different tours, world tours, he said, "I was always going to see the fulfillment of Srila Sridhar Maharaj's prophecy in this beautiful prayer about the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat." And of course, in those tours, Srila Govinda Maharaj visited everywhere. How many times was Govinda Maharaj in London?
I think it was 23 times, something like that.
Huh?
I think it was 23 times.
23. Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
And he will come and go somewhere, and then on the way here and on the way back, he will stop in London.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice.
So it was for the fulfillment of that prophecy that Govinda Maharaj was traveling.
Mm.
And now, today we also had an earlier meeting with Bhakti Tilak Neri Maharaj. He's a sannyas disciple of Srila Acharya Maharaj. And we went there in May, actually May 3rd, for Akshaya Tritiya to establish that Neri Maharaj as Acharya Maharaj's successor. And we had about 40 sannyasis from all the Gaudiya Math come to establish him. Anyway, today he was with us. I'm always happy to see him because he's a very nice, humble Vaishnava. Anyway, we still have that line, as far as I'm concerned, we have that line continuing of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Acharya Maharaj, and now Srila Neri Maharaj. And somebody can say, oh, he's very young. He's only 31 years old or something like that, 31. But age is not a disqualification. I mean, but that was today. It's nice to see. And all over the world, they're glorifying Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj on this day. I'm trying to remember so many beautiful things that Srila Guru Maharaj did to give shelter to the devotees all over the world. Srila Guru Maharaj said, I'm not interested he described himself as a back-pushing man. He's not interested in pushing forward in an aggressive way. That's why originally had the devotees stay at the land of nectar of Sagar Maharaj, because he didn't want to be seen as interfering with, the Western devotees. He didn't want to seem like he was trying to take some position, but rather then after some time, Guru Maharaj spoke with Govinda Maharaj, and he said that I can leave at any time, but who will train these new persons? Govinda Maharaj said, I will. Then Guru Maharaj was satisfied that Govinda Maharaj accepted responsibility to be Guru Maharaj's successor. And on this day, yesterday's day, he established, in 1985, established Govinda Maharaj as the Acharya for the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Devi. We were very fortunate. We got to spend so many years with Srila Govinda Maharaj, and Govinda Maharaj would always talk to us about Guru Maharaj's writing, Guru Maharaj's preaching mood and everything. Guru Maharaj, he one time asked Bhakti Charu Swami, who passed away the year before last. Last year, Acharya Maharaj passed away from COVID. The year before that, Bhakti Charu Swami of ISKCON, he passed away from COVID. And Govinda Maharaj asked him to translate his Bhagavad Gita, the hidden treasure of the sweet absolute. But as he was in ISKCON, although he had great appreciation for Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Swami was concerned that he would become involved in some politics if he translated the book. So he said, well, we already have Prabhupada's Gita. What is the need for another translation? From Guru Maharaj, you said there is primary education and higher education. This didn't mean that Guru Maharaj was slighting Prabhupada's Gita. He's just saying that we are not interested in staying in one place. There will always be evolution. We always be anxious to hear from the Vaishnavas and get guidance from them. So we're not concerned with what was done in the past and now we cannot do anything more, but everything is always evolving. Anyway, I remember that conversation. And with Guru Maharaj, we heard his tapes and their books were being published. And the devotees were going for many years with Srila Guru Maharaj. Many devotees came to see him in 81. He left this world in 1988. But still, it's 7 years. If you consider Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, all right, he came to the West in 1965. But many devotees, they spent 7 years, 8 years with him. So devotees were with Guru Maharaj 7, 8 years. But then they were with Govinda Maharaj for many years. And Govinda Maharaj, he was the most qualified to tell us about Srila Sridhar Maharaj. He could describe Guru Maharaj's teaching, Guru Maharaj's mood, everything. He was the most dear disciple of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Oh, who's that? Pitambar. What is this Pitambar doing here? Pitambar.
Never go there.
What about? I'm with Kala. Kala Chand, the son of Shrutashrava.
Wow.
You're the older son, right? I remember because Shatrugna, Shugi, he had long hair, and then for 5 years, and then they cut the hair, and he looked in the mirror and he said, now I've turned into Kala. Huh?
He wishes.
So, okay. We have many, actually Guru Maharaj, it's a shame in one sense that many devotees didn't, well, now they know of him, but Guru Maharaj was really such a Param Vaishnava. Everyone should be able to take shelter and hear from him. He's such an exalted Vaishnava. And I feel by associating with Govinda Maharaj, we got that association. Of course, we went to the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat, and we were there with Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Is that Devananda? He's still there? Oh, yeah. Who's with you now?
This is Vishnu Priya from Mexico.
Dandavat, Maharaj. Dandavat.
Devananda went to get his jacket. He's feeling a bit too cold.
It is cold there in London.
It is, and we cannot have any heating on. It's very expensive.
You cannot have heat.
No heating, no radiators.
No.
The cost of electricity is high, so now we have to wear lots of sweaters. I think same for Ireland.
Huh?
Must be the same for Ireland. Ireland Sangha is there in Limerick. Dandavat.
Who came from Limerick?
There is a group of devotees there in the meeting. You can see them, Maharaj.
Okay.
Jama. Yeah, it's quite a few.
Wow.
Hello, Maharaj. Dandavat.
Dandavat, Dandavat, Dandavat.
Okay. Dhanyavad.
Dandavat.
Nice. I went to Limerick. I was there.
Yes, Maharaj. Dandavat, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nice.
So we're just
Nice.
having a small group tonight, a small program tonight.
Oh. Okay. In glorification of Guru Maharaj.
Yes, yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So he was mentioning how Srila Srila Maharaj is a Param Vaishnava, and Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada said that for philosophy and for Siddhanta, the devotees of ISKCON, they could go to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, especially anticipating Srila Prabhupada's disappearance. Srila Sridhar Maharaj has remarked that in the absence of one's spiritual master, one should take shelter of a Siksha Guru. And actually, our whole line is based on Sikshas, based on teachings. So that's really what our relationship with the Guru is through Siksha, not just through taking initiation. But we're interested in what's coming of substance from the Vaishnavas. So, as I said, Guru Maharaj, the devotees had shelter of him for, I don't know, 7 years or so, 6, 7 years. But then Govinda Maharaj, we had shelter of Govinda Maharaj for many years, for over 25 years. And whatever teachings Srila Sridhar Maharaj was giving, Srila Govinda Maharaj could explain that very nicely. And many of the persons in Limerick, some of them are new, right?
Yes, Maharaj, yes. Yeah, we're new. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're new. Yeah.
some newbies.
Beginners.
Beginners were, well, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he told devotees who came from ISKCON, they were thinking that they were all gurus and everything. I'm not criticizing them, but they're just saying what. And then Guru Maharaj said, I do not see you as masters. I see you as students. But he said, but I also see myself as a student. We are all students. So in that sense, I would say, you can say about Limerick, the devotees are beginners, but we're all beginners. All beginners. We're students, we're not masters. So anyway, we've come to take shelter of the Vaishnavas, and that will be our good fortune to get their shelter. And anyway, I saw that. It's nice it's to me amazing about Ireland that so many presidents and persons from the United States, so many presidents were from Irish descent, and all over the world. Ireland, people from Ireland, they're very famous, and yet it's a small country. It's not so big.
Yes, that's true. Very small.
But they have much there is much influence of Ireland everywhere. So,
I think Subhasini DT as well is on the call, I think, and Pranashish, Prabhu, I think they're on the call also, I think, in Wexford. I think so. I think I saw them
okay.
in
I
Wexford.
haven't seen Pranashish in many years. Yes.
Dandavats Maharaj. He was here today. We had a small program this morning, this afternoon. So he came here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Subhasini, how are you?
I'm good, Maharaj. Dandavats. Happy to see you too.
What is the place where you're at called?
Wexford.
Bexford.
Wexford, yeah.
Okay. So sometime in the future, I will come back to Ireland.
Yes, Maharaj, sure. Please do.
I thought this last time was good because I promised for many years I'll go to Ireland because when I was going to go there, and then at that time, Ramai Prabhu, who was our pujari, he passed away and I had to return quickly to America. That was, 3 or 4 years ago, huh?
Yes, 2019, I think. 19 or 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, then we have this COVID world freeze. Nobody could travel. But then they could come to
18.
Huh?
2018 when I passed away.
What?
Vermont.
He passed away in 2018. Yeah, but are you sure? I don't think so. Yeah, okay. Whatever year it was that he passed away, I was just about to go to Ireland that year. And right when I was going to go to Ireland, I had to go back to America because everyone was very disturbed. He was a very, very wonderful person. He passed away. Everyone was in a state of shock, are you going to say? So came back. But now, at least last year, was it last year that I went to 2022, 2021, I could go there. Karuna, I see Karuna's name, Karuna Sundari, right?
Oh, Dhanawats Maharaj.
Dhanyavad. How are you, Karuna?
Yeah, I'm okay. You okay?
Huh?
How are you doing? I'm fine.
I'm good. Nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry I came on late. I was just cooking, then I was feeding Amal. So it takes a bit of time.
Okay. I just got back about a week ago from Mexico.
Okay, how was it there?
Very wonderful. But the next place I want to go is to London, to England, and maybe.
Yeah, that'd be nice, hopefully this year, the next month or so.
Yeah. Vishaka's coming here tomorrow.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll see you on Saturday because we're going to go this Saturday to the temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she arrives in SoCal tomorrow.
Okay.
But Vishaka will not come here. She's on her way to Socal.
She won't go there?
No, she's coming here in December, but she's going to you in Socal. And Karuna is thinking that she's coming here.
Oh, she's going where? Direct from Hungary?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I was eating in front of you because I was also hungry.
Problem. It's your breakfast, Maharaj, no problem.
Okay. So anyway, we will have our program here in the evening, but Does anyone have any questions? I mean, just a little. I haven't really said very much about Guru Maharaj. I mean, we're reading his books and his Guru, I think Guru Maharaj, his books, they're changing the lives of all the devotees. He said many things that were very incredible. Like he said that after so many years, what he had gathered as, like he said, they were being spread trade secrets of Vaishnavas. You know, many sayings like his die to live and everything. But one of the things I remember he said, if we ask anyone, they will say that they are trying to approach the Lord as merciful, as being merciful. They will not feel that they are qualified. So he said, we're approaching the Lord of mercy. We're not approaching the Lord as, you know, as the supreme justice. So there's a difference between mercy and justice. And what is dealing with karma, that is like justice. By karma, no one will feel that they are in a safe position, because we're all feeling that we're fallen souls, that we're all, you know, Trinada Pisuni Chena Taroriva Sahisnuna Amanina Mana Dena Kirtaniya Sadahari. The qualities of a Vaishnava: humility, offering respect to others, and tolerance. So we're not thinking that we're so qualified, but we're approaching the Lord with the attitude, my Lord, I'm a fallen soul. If you look for anything good in me, you won't find anything. But you have descended, especially as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord has descended as the most magnanimous Lord to embrace the most vile sinner. So, or I think the word Guru Maharaj used is vil, V-I-L, vil sinner, which I guess is like vile. Anyway, the most vil sinner. And my Lord, you won't find any good qualities in me, but therefore my need for your mercy is greater, because I'm a fallen soul and I am not qualified, but you have descended to save persons like Jagai and Madai and the fallen souls. So my claim also is there. So we are approaching Guru Maharaj, we are approaching the Lord as fallen and humble. And these are negative qualities, as Govinda Maharaj said, negative thinking, humility, tolerance, and offering respect. Those are like negative qualities. We're not trying to assert ourselves. But at the same time, Guru Maharaj said, if you ask for that you're approaching the Lord as the Lord of mercy and not as the Lord of justice, you don't want to be judged, then you should not judge other people. We can't ask for mercy for ourselves, that we're asking the Lord to be merciful to us, but we won't show mercy to others. So this person, we have to be strict with this person. We have to do this with this person. You know, he cannot stay here unless, you know, if we're going to be strict with persons, and we cannot ask for mercy for ourselves, but be very, you know, merciless with others. You know that song, Bifali Sevinu Kripana Durajana, Chabalasuka Lobai Lagire. It says, my whole life I have been serving people who are kripanas. Kripanas. Kripa means mercy, and kripana means no mercy. Somebody who has no mercy, or as we would say, karmi dogs. All right, anyway, merciless persons, and we're working for them, and they pay our salary sometimes, but they're creeping us. They don't have any mercy. My whole life, I'm serving people who are miserly or merciless. Why? Chapala lobai lagire, just so I can have a little chapala a little bit of flickering sense happiness. For that reason, they'll pay me some money, and with that money, I can do so many things. I can buy a new car, or I can buy a new wife or a new husband. But, you know, I can't, so many things we're doing, and we're serving miserly people who are called Kripana. They don't have any mercy. So we shouldn't be like that. If we're asking mercy for ourselves, we should not be Kripana. Kripana means that we don't have any mercy. We should have mercy. We should, if we're asking the Lord for mercy, we should not be so strict and apply all the rules and regulations and everything to somebody who may be a little fallen. We should try to give some mercy to them also. Otherwise, Guru Maharaj says we're hypocrites. We want mercy for ourselves, but we won't give mercy to others. So these are so many teachings Guru Maharaj gave. He said these are trade secrets of the Vaishnavas. You know, he told frankly, he said, the only one you can really change is yourself. You can't necessarily change other people. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to change ourselves. Then Guru Maharaj gave so many other sayings and so many other explanations like die to live, dive deep into reality. What are some of the others? You know, these many different explanations of what is the life of a Vaishnava. And I mean, I spent some time, I could be with Srila Sridhar Maharaj, but most of the time it was with Srila Govinda Maharaj. But I don't feel that was, I feel that whatever Guru Maharaj was giving was also coming through Srila Govinda Maharaj. He was giving us what Guru Maharaj gave. So very merciful in that way. Anyway, been through one Zoom meeting this morning with Ashram Maharaj, and I was happy to see Sadhu Maharaj from Venezuela is there with Niriha Maharaj in Tarakeshwar. So I was there on that Zoom meeting with Ashram Maharaj, Bhakti Bandhava Puri Maharaj, and so many other devotees. And we were there also with Niriha Maharaj. So I'm hoping in the future we can all go back to India and spend some time there. Someone will say, where will you stay? I don't really know. I can't answer that question, but I don't think I need to know. I mean, when I go there, I'll find some place to stay. You know. So what do you think, Saraswati? You will go to India?
I will eventually, maybe next year. But,
Maybe-
but of course, when there is a festival or something, it will be nice to go with you all, meet everyone there.
Yeah, do they have any festivals during Gaur? Are there any festivals during Gaur Purnima?
I mean, you might be going there in Gaur Purnima, will you?
I don't know, but I hope so.
Yeah, that would be a nice time to go then.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll stop in London. Maybe you'll go with us.
Oh yeah, great. Wonderful. Yeah, Devananda wants to go to India also. And Anjali Didi, she's very much want to go.
Who?
Anjali Didi, she wants to go to India too.
Mukunda's?
Yes, Anjali,
Oh.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have an Anjali here too,
Mm,
from Mexico.
right.
Okay. So anyone have a question? Is there any questions?
I don't have any, no one has sent any questions today.
How about Falguni and Gaurachandra? They always have some questions.
Dandava Maharaj.
Dandavat.
Maharaj, there is a line which Guru Maharaj mentioned something like there are several type of persons, but there is one that is but there is one type of person that he thinks he doesn't need a guru, but I don't recall where this line is coming from. Could you please enlighten
I
me?
don't know either, but he says some persons don't have a guru, don't think they don't need a guru. I don't know where it says that. But I think there's a saying in law, they say that if you have to go to trial, you can have a lawyer or you can represent yourself. But if the trouble is, if you represent yourself, then you have a fool for a client. Meaning, you're going to represent yourself, the prosecutor is going to send you to jail for a long time because you're not a lawyer. You're thinking you can plead your own case, you don't need a lawyer. Then you'll find out. You'll find out. Because then it's very difficult. What kind of leaf is this? Can't hear.
This is an acer. I don't know,
A what?
like a Japanese maple.
Oh, like a maple leaf. Okay.
Yes, like a maple leaf.
Okay. All right. You have any other question? I didn't answer this one so good, but maybe I'll get another chance. No?
No. Happy to hear you. Happy to see you in
Okay.
whatever the way.
Saraswati, you have anyone have any questions?
I mean, I don't know. Do the devotees in Limerick have any question?
No questions from the devotees in Limerick?
Devons, we don't have any question. Any question?
Just glad
No.
to.
We're very happy to be here and to listen and to have your association.
Okay.
Yeah, lovely.
No questions. No questions from Limerick, not even from the, not even there was a lady from Nantucket. No questions from the lady from Nantucket.
Dhanyavad, Maharaj, I have a question. I don't know if it's a good question.
Okay, let's hear it. Something is better than nothing.
Yes, when you say a while ago that Srila Guru Maharaj left Govinda Maharaj, and Govinda Maharaj leave Acharya Maharaj, and now it's you and Asha Maharaj install Niriha Maharaj like the successor of Acharya Maharaj, that is only for India or is for the mission worldwide?
I don't know. First of all, we didn't install him. He was already born. But no, we said that he is the successor of Srila Acharya Maharaj. Now, to some people, that means he's the Acharya for India. Some persons will think he's the Acharya for the whole world. I'm not really concerned with what people think. I said he's the successor for Acharya Maharaj. Whatever people think that means, okay. But I'm not concerned with, making some kind of, I'm thinking that the devotees who are following Acharya Maharaj, they need some shelter and help. And we want to eventually get back and establish our mission in India. So how we will do that, at least now there's somebody you can say, who will we look towards? Well, we won't look towards the people in the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat now who just stole the place against Govinda Maharaj's desires. And I don't know what other directions people will look in, but I I like Niri Hamarsh, and he was accepted by so many sannyasis. And I think, to me, he's a good man. So as far as I'm concerned, myself, Vashram Maharsh, Puri Maharsh, and others, we can follow him. We can see him as Acharya Maharsh's successor. I think that's enough for right now.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay.